All right. Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Hala Pablo. Thank you for tuning in. Let's look at another swing trade that cashed out on this morning. This one is Forta, shared with my group. This was the original, this was the preliminary chart that I had. I shared it back on the 22nd, so it's been a little bit over a week. This one we had to sit on. Typically, these swing trades that I do, anywhere between 2 to 6 weeks is usually like as long as I hold them. Most of them I get out within a week. They hit the targets. This one went on a little bit longer than a week. Anyway, it's called Forta, the name of this one. And what is Forta? I had no idea what Forta was. I just went off the pattern for it, but I plugged it into, did a search on Chat GPT. And for those of you that are interested, Forta, which is Fort, is a decentralized security network designed to protect Web3 applications from threats using AI powered real time monitoring. It proactively blocks harmful activity while allowing legitimate transactions to proceed. So it's like a security thing, I guess, ensuring security without compromising usability. So it's a security token, I guess. And Forta is the governance, I guess, token on this. Its native token, Fort, is used for staking, governance, and transaction fees within the network. So that's what it is. I had no idea. Like I said, I went off the pattern here. I saw that it made these two series of double bottoms along a solid support line, and that's usually what clues me into this. It's not sinking further, but yet you're seeing these double bottoms here. You have the first one here, and then you have the second one here. So you have this mitigation, and then you have this mitigation, and along between these two mitigations, you have these spikes, these like rocket. I call them rocket drives, because a lot of the time, what you can do with these particular cryptos, and there are others like it, like District 0x, and and a few others. They shoot off almost arbitrarily. They have these gigantic wick flashes, and they usually span anywhere between 8 to 15%. So, I mean, you don't usually even have to wait for the uptrend to begin if you're wanting to just make a quick buck in these. You could just buy it when it's down like this, like where it's come down off the recent flash, and you haven't had a flash for a few days. This seems to do it. See, this is on a 10 hour, so this is probably like 2 or 3 days. Every 2 to 3 days, it seems to have one of these flashes. And this is the last one that we rode. And as you could see, just coming off my middle preliminary buy-in, it was 25%. So anyway, this was the pattern, and I shared it with my group back on the 22nd. Here was the original chart and hot trades. I said, "Here's Fort." So and I let everyone know to just keep their eyes on it. And I bought in. I had some preliminaries. I'll show you my preliminary chart. It's right here. So I had these three preliminaries that I bought in. The first one was at around 0728, and then with my system, I buy in. I have a preliminary where I think it's gonna where it could mark up from there, but I'm kind of hoping that it goes back down a little bit. Well, the first preliminary that I do, the first buy-in, is not a lot of money. It's usually like a couple $100, $500 at the most, and I buy in, and that's just sinking a hook into it, because if it runs, then at least I have skin in the game. And if it retraces, or it sells off a little bit, then what I do is I buy the dips on it. I buy it as it goes down. I average down, and I guess average down isn't really the proper term, because I'm actually going deeper than the preliminary. So the lightest I go in is the first preliminary, and then I go even deeper on the second, and then on the third. And you see on this one, we had three preliminaries, and I think the core for this one was $2,000. So I had $2,000 in it, and that was on the 22nd of May, and then it pumped this morning, and I got out Let's see. Put the chart. Let's see. So this is my Discord group. One of the trade channels in here. And here's where we got out. I said Forta hit 31%. I'm out, and this was this morning at 7:09. So yeah. So it was one of those I had to wait a little bit longer for it, but 30% for 7 days, 8 days, or whatever it was, isn't really that bad of a return. I wouldn't say. I mean, would you? So you could do a lot worse. So really, what? Let's go back to the original. I kind of show you what I was looking at, what kind of clued me in to it, because that's what this is all about. See, here's Fort 2. This was on the what day was this? Just on the same day, May 23rd. So that was the next day. All right, so it didn't really change that much. So we'll go back to the original. So yeah, so like I said, we had, so like whenever you see like a selling climax here, and then you have the secondary, you have the automatic rally area, which had these two spikes. I don't know if you could see them, but these two spikes here, and then we came back down again to mitigate that same low area. Sometimes it goes even lower. That's usually a deep spring or a terminal shakeout. Coming out of a downtrend. This is really important. You don't want to buy it when it's on an uptrend. You want to buy it when it's on a downtrend, and after it's made its second bounce, or you see like this, the Eve portion of this Adam and Eve is coming back down to the support area where the original selling climax was. So you have the selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test. I guess you call it a secondary test. But this actually right here is a fractal of a complete Wyckoff accumulation range. So in this case, had you bought this secondary test or this TSO on the micro, secondary test on the macro, you would have entered into this this monster here. Can you imagine? But knowing me, I'd probably just set my limit buy here and miss all of this. So it's really hard. It's almost impossible to know how high it's going to go when you get something like this. So when it came down, when I bought it the second time, it had completed this and had this second wall coming down, kind of like it did here, just a little bit larger. And so I identified it as the second series of a double bottom in the same range, because you see the common denominator of the support line here. So when it came down, that was my cue. Now, I was expecting this thing to just start pumping up like it did here, but instead it had a couple rocket drives. Remember we talked about the wick flashes, and so I failed to set a limit sell on the first one because we had a drive after this. It didn't go 30%. I think it went like 18%, and it happened while I was sleeping. So I got lazy. I didn't set a I didn't set a limit order on it, a limit sell order. So I was kind of kicking myself for that. But then I noticed it didn't come back down to this. It didn't go deeper than the support line here. So this time around, I kept an eye on it, and when it pumped, I jumped right on it. So, and I was able to sell this morning. See, this was the first one we were talking about. Here, let me get rid of this. See this pump right here? This is about 18%. And then like 2 days later, 3 days later, it pumped here. So this was the one today. And this is the one I sold at. And I think I sold around 0823, I think. I wrote it down somewhere. Anyway, all in all, it was about 31%. So 8 days, 31%. So anyway, I shared this with my group. And so those that, there are some who got into it. And I know for a fact one of them did, but he didn't set a limit sell, so he missed this one. But there will be others. But you kind of want to get out if you can. You don't want to get too greedy. You don't want to overstay your welcome in these, especially with Bitcoin up as high as it is, which can retrace, and then it's just going to bring a lot of these altcoins down with with it. We don't know how far it's going to go, but you want to get out just so you can get you could get the profit. You can get out of these unstable coins, and also get the principal back of whatever you put into it, just to have on hand fiat in case in case Bitcoin does dump or some of these really just start retracing, so you could buy the blood, so to speak. So that's what I do. I don't stay in these long. I don't take if they're prone to doing rocket drives like Fort and District 0x and a couple others. I'll do a video on some of the rocket drive coins that I have on a special watch list. You could just cash out real fast and make your 15% or whatever, and then get that principal on top of it and roll it back into whatever happens to be retracing at the time. And that way your money, your cash isn't all tied up in these momentum drives. So anyway, that's about all I got. I wanted to make these short and sweet. I'm still looking for a new fractal for Bitcoin. When I find one, I'll start doing more tracking Bitcoin videos. But until then, we're just going to swing some of these alts. I mean, we're doing, this is like 4 for 4 now. For me, I have a couple others that are still under, and they're going to pump. It's just going to take a bit longer for it to happen. And when they do, I'll make a video on it, and I'll let you know how long I was in it, how long. But like all of these trades are shared with my group in the Discord. I'll leave the link in the description if you're interested. I keep it extremely affordable, and I share my trading ideas with you, my preliminaries of when I'm getting in, and where my buys are, and where I'm basically getting out. I basically get out on all of them at the same. I don't provide signals, because that constitutes a signal group, and this isn't a signal group. But I do let you know around the fib extension area or retracement area where I'm getting out, and then you do it. You can piggyback if you like. You do it at your own risk. All right, guys. None of this is financial advice. Hope you got something out of this, short and sweet and to the point. All right, man. God bless you, and have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon. Stay safe in the markets. Subscribe if you're not, and check out our trading group. All right, guys. Adios. Bye-bye.